It is officially 10:32, and I'm just now starting to record this video. Hey everybody, it's MetalTigerBull here. Merry Christmas to all of you, and this year I decided to do a little bit something different on my channel and teach all of you how to make pralines. You may not have heard of them, but I tell you what, you better try them. They're amazing. And you all know that I'm not the kind of person who likes to go on and on with introductions, so let's just get to the meat of this. Or sugar, if you will. So, for this recipe, you will need an absolutely terrifying amount of sugar. And in fact, so much sugar that it would make a diabetic person drop dead if you had them look at this for a split second. You'll need white sugar, some light brown sugar, and some light corn syrup. Make sure it's light, you don't want dark. I mean, I guess you could experiment with dark corn syrup, but I hold no responsibilities for any disasters that may occur in your kitchen if you do so. You also need vanilla extract, and some milk, and of course, some nuts. Now, you're supposed to put pecans in pralines, but since pecans are so ridiculously expensive these days, I mean, you want to know how much a 12-ounce bag of pecan costs? $12 to $14. $7 if you can get it on sale. No, I'm not doing that. We're going to be using walnuts instead. That works just as well. And last but not least, you'll also need a very minuscule amount of salt gathered from your overall saltiness after losing your S rank in Splatoon. Alright, now that you got all your ingredients gathered, go ahead and take a 3-quart saucepan, and you're going to start adding in the sugar. If you're wondering what that sound was, that was the sound of my hand hitting one of the little tripod handles. So, we're going to start with 2 packed cups of brown sugar. One cup of white sugar. And 1/4 of a cup of the light corn syrup. Yes, I know this is a lot of sugar. What did I tell you? And if you were thinking I was going to forget about those little bits of sugar stuck inside the measuring cup, aha, no I have not. You're also going to need a 1.25 cups of milk. I prefer whole milk, but you can use whatever milk you want, I guess. But I mean, really, if you're going to eat this kind of food, what do you do in 2% milk? Or 0% milk? 0% milk scares me. It's got like a yellowish tint to it. Like, why is that? And now, you're going to start mixing this up on low heat. I think it's about a 3. Don't worry about any kind of lumps you'll get, because those will dissolve later on as the mixture starts heating up. Do not stop stirring this. I swear. Do not leave this alone. Don't go read a book. Don't go watch a stupid YouTube video or anything like that. Just keep your eye on this. You do not want this to burn at all. You want to keep stirring this until it comes to a boil. Okay? Alright, now we got our candy up to a boil. You want to stop stirring this. But MetalTigerBull, what was that thing you said a few minutes ago about stirring it nonstop? Well, I don't know. I really don't know the answer to that question. It's just a candy thing. Just roll with it. Don't let it touch the bottom of the pan. Otherwise you'll get an inaccurate reading. Just leave it like that. Right now would be a pretty good time to lay out your wax paper. So, lay out, tear off however big of a piece that you'll need. There you go. If you don't have wax paper, you can just use the butter cookie sheet. That'll work just as well. So once your mixture has come up to the correct temperature, turn off the heat and let it calm down for a little bit before adding in 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I was an idiot and I totally forgot where I had put my teaspoon, so right here, as you can see, I'm just using a 1/2 teaspoon twice. Now that we have added our vanilla, let's add in the nuts. I mean, you can use pecans if you want to, but Yeah, if you want to spend a few extra dollars for a few extra ounces, but I'm just gonna use walnuts. This is my special recipe for special pralines. Alright, now that you have incorporated the walnuts, or pecans, you're gonna let this sit and cool for just a tiny little bit of time. You don't want this to cool. Look, trust me, the first time I made pralines, this sat in the pot for too long, and I ended up having praline chunks and crumbs. It was not pretty, okay? It was an absolute pain. So, you want to just let this thicken. Let this mixture thicken just a little bit. You don't want to, immediately pour it onto the wax paper when it's running like this, because you'll end up with a running mess, and it's not going to cool properly. You're just going to end up with this tacky, ugh. So this part should be pretty simple. This pot's heavy for my little arms. So take your mixture, and you want to. And this is the part where my battery went dead. Oh boy, like a noob. Anyways, this part is pretty self-explanatory. I don't guess you really need to see how it's done. Just take the spoon and drop some little mounds on a wax paper. Let it cool for 1 to 3 hours. If you are successful in your endeavors, you should end up with something that looks a little bit like this. Look how pretty that is. Alright, I'm just going to take a little bite of this. One of these kind of broke off. See, the praline is kind of like the peanut brittle's cousin. The softer cousin of the peanut brittle, so. I'm not going to exaggerate about it, they're just really good. They're really sweet too, so be careful you don't eat too many of these. You could easily overdose on sugar. I mean, you saw the recipe, man. I'm not gonna lie. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned a couple of things from this and get around to making these yourselves for Christmas. Everybody have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I'll see you again next year. Bye-bye.